Yeah, go ahead.
Also, okay, yeah. So I mean, obviously, ETH is the hot stuff right now. It's been this way for weeks, but I think this past week was kind of the. I'm not going to say it's peak yet because it's. I think it could go. I think it could get way more euphoric, but it's starting to really kind of wind up, right? Like it was all over my timeline. How ETH is doing well. Lots of ETH bullish ETH news. You rattled off some like stories with actual what's it called, price appreciation support behind it.
Yeah.
And then something new for me, at least, I think every single podcast that I listened to this past week, correct me if I'm wrong, for you, I don't know,
Uh-oh.
every single one had like a decent part of the podcast was devoted to how ETH is back and how this is ETH season and how far ETH is going to go. That to me was like, whoa, everybody's on the ETH is back bandwagon.
Yeah. And you've got Tom Lee, the CEO of what is it? S Miner? What's it called?
Yeah, what is that thing? Sharp Links. Oh, the
Sharp
other
Link?
one. Okay,
No.
yeah. No. Yeah, I know what you're talking
so
about.
he's out sailoring Michael Saylor these days with his bullish ETH predictions. What did he say? 10K? Was it a 50K? 50K ETH is his prediction.
Well,
the infinite bid. Here we
yeah.
have Tom Lee. I don't know. Are these both pictures of him? I'm not sure what's going on there.
I think they are. I think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, then so okay, you have his outlandish price predictions, but I put a story in the doc from Standard Chartered, supposedly a legitimate analytical, it probably has like good analytics supposedly, but the headline is they see that this that ETH could surge to $25,000 on the back of stablecoin growth. So I mean, the funny thing is, dude, we talked about this so many times in the where are we in the cycle segment, which we haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
But one of the things to look out for when you start entering kind of mid to late cycle road signs is kind of dramatic price retargeting, right? So 10K ETH used to be the narrative, or that used to be the aspirational number. ETH is going to 10K this cycle. So here you have a Standard Chartered, I guess with a straight face, saying ETH could surge to $25,000 per token because of stablecoins.
Yeah. No, it's like
I don't.
It's like the post you brought up last week with the chart outlining the price predictions for major assets and how by institutions making price predictions for these assets, and their price predictions basically align with whatever the asset is currently doing. So if the asset is currently in the dumps, their price predictions are like it's going to be in the dumps. When the asset starts to pump, they're like, oh, we're predicting a huge run from here. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. Not very, very useful. But again, I think it's useful. It's useful in like a meta sense because it gives you an idea of I'm not going to say where the herd is because I don't think it's quite that. It's kind of like maybe the leading edge of the herd.
Okay,
so
well,
it's
anyway.
funny.
I mean, look. What, you want to say something? Because I was gonna
Go ahead.
go into my anti-ETH rant here, or
do it.
So I've highlighted a story which fits my narrative that ETH as the stablecoin, the ETH is the stablecoin chain narrative may have taken a hit. All right, so this is the the rise of the corpo chain narrative. So corpo chain meaning a corporate chain. Now we have a few of these. The latest one, well, there's two actually, two new entrants. The latest big one is Circle's Arc chain, which was basically just announced. And then there's another one that's kind of leaked from Stripe called Tempo Chain. So these are new chains. Okay, let me tell you quickly about Circle's Arc, right? So it's an L1. It's not an Ethereum L2. It's a high throughput L1 sub-second finality. It seems like the tech is good. USDC is going to be used as gas. It is EVM compatible. It's supposed to have some kind of built-in stablecoin FX engine. And interestingly, perhaps, it does seem to have this opt-in privacy for selective confidentiality. So basically, it seems like you can make your transactions private, like you can conceal the amount that you're sending and who it's to, but auditors and regulators will have a backdoor view key for compliance. So yeah, kind of private, I guess. And just going to have a few other things like programmable compliance through AML checks or transfer limits, things like that. So that's their chain. And yeah, so I jump onto this as the ETH. The ETH is the stablecoin chain narrative killer, right? So if Circle, one of the biggest issuers of stablecoin, is launching their own chain that's not on Ethereum, then doesn't that like fly in the face of that whole narrative? And then, I mean, it's the ETH community reaction to this announcement, I think, would support that. If you look at Circle's post about where they announced this, it's just full of ETH heads in the replies saying like, yeah, just build it on ETH. We don't need another L1. And then things like, why? This feels like a waste of time and money. No one wants a centralized L1. So there you go, David. ETH as the stablecoin chain narrative dead.
That's funny.
Dust it off.
I mean,
all right, we'll go. What do you got?
Well, I think I honestly don't think that this chain will be very. I think it'll just be another alt L1 that kind of doesn't really do anything very much. I mean, why use it? Because Circle has this stuff, and I don't know. It just feels like a big nothing to me. And I would guess that this chain doesn't really add anything, and people don't really use it. Maybe a very small group of institutions use it, but I just imagine this will be just like another L1 that we don't remember, like Harmony, or there's just so many of these L1s that kind of just fade. Blast wasn't that one, and maybe even Barachain. I don't know. So and it's like it's not even like Circle's really in a great position either. Like we've talked about this before. I think they're highly threatened because of the onslaught of stablecoins coming. So this doesn't seem to be anything to me. And that would be my prediction. I do think that there is a chance that I mean, I do think that Ethereum has a lot of competition, but I don't think it's going to be from like these kind of alt L1s. That would be what I think about that.
Okay. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Well, no. So I was going to say something bullish about Ethereum, but if we want to still talk about this, let's continue.
No, say something bullish about Ethereum.
You're going to tear this apart because you're already predisposed. You're already predisposed to hate Ethereum because you don't have any bags like me.
Yeah,
still have some bags. But I thought something that was interesting. Did you see that sentiment thing I put in the doc under the Ethereum?
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I thought this was pretty interesting. We've sometimes talk about how often Bitcoin is being searched, right, on Google Trends, and if you look, I at this thing of Bitcoin versus Ethereum searches, Bitcoin has been trending downward, obviously, and there's a lot of there could be a lot of reasons for this. Everybody knows Bitcoin. Um, that's one. Number two, retail isn't buying Bitcoin. The people who are buying Bitcoin are institutions, right? That's the marginal buyer so far this cycle, and so it would make sense that the number of people searching for Google would not be that high because they're just not buying, right? On the other hand,
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
no,
I
go
don't
ahead.
think this chart says what you're saying it says though, because look, both Ethereum and Bitcoin interest has spiked in the last week.
No, but you didn't let me finish. I wasn't. So
All right.
Bitcoin is down from 2021, right? Like you look at 21 to now,
Oh, I
right?
see.
It's
Okay.
right. It's
Yeah.
severely down. Now Ethereum it's about breaking even in terms of
It's
searches
almost
from
its all-time
2021
high.
exactly, right? And so
Yeah.
to me, this says that maybe this kind of narrative that this is Ethereum's time really does have some teeth because we're now just getting to the point where retail, I think this really does kind of capture like stupid retail interest and assets. They're almost breaking even with the highs of 2021, right? That's a decent, interesting signal, not just by itself, but I think that has maybe something of interest there. What do you think? Stupid?
Yeah. No, I get it. It makes sense. Yeah, people are bullish Ethereum, but I don't know. It's like I just don't. Nothing's really changed with Ethereum. I've said this before. Value doesn't accrue to the token from usage of the network. If Ethereum is the stable coin chain, what's the theory is that people like corporations or entities are just going to stack a bunch of ETH for gas. I mean, using the chain is one thing, but the value of the token that like backs the chain, accruing value is a completely different thing, and they're barely connected because ETH doesn't capture that value.
I mean,
So
yeah. So that's
it's just all like it's a speculation. It's all speculation, and it's going to end in tears when people realize that the token doesn't accrue value from
yeah.
its
I mean,
usage of the network. Actually,
the that's kind of the how do you say that's the
is that the
modern
mid curve take?
no I would say that's the kind of the modern not pessimistic but maybe pragmatic view um and it totally fits in with this kind of revenue based narrative, right? Like tokens
Yeah,
need to have some um clear path to value accrual, and so what
yeah,
you said supports that. Now the old debate is, of course, that there's some kind of moneyness or monetary premium to ETH.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that's the only thing that could
and
justify its valuation.
exactly. And I mean, I think, look, I actually agree with you. I'm just trying to not play devil's advocate, but at least be open minded on this because I look at Bitcoin right now, and I think there are some like major, we've talked about this before, but there's some major potential problems with it. Um, the quantum computing problem for one. Uh, the security budget is another big one. Ossifying too fast and all this kind of stuff. So I don't think Bitcoin has a guaranteed win whatsoever. And um, I do think that there is Ethereum really does benefit from this notion of decentralization. And I was on a Spaces last Friday uh, about decentralization, and I actually was a wet blanket. Everybody was like kind of sing Kumbaya and talking about how awesome decentralization is. And I was the one saying that nobody cares about decentralization, right? And these people are kind of delusional because they care so much. But I think decentralization is really, really important. And I think there is probably a high premium that you can put on it. Bitcoin is the most decentralized, arguably. But Ethereum is, I think, pretty close behind it. And there is no third best, I think, in terms of decentralization. So again,
exactly. There is no so Ethereum's right back in that barbell, in the middle of that barbell, right? You got the best Bitcoin, and then there's no third. I get like what so who after that. Does it really matter?
You'd have to say Solana, but that's kind of really far behind Ethereum, I would say. And so some of the things we're going to talk about on the docket today, I think will kind of support this notion. And this guy I follow, I always get his name wrong. Omar Malik, I think is his name. But when big institutions and when they want to move money, big boy money, not piddly money, like us, and even companies like Coinbase are pretty small, right? They want to move tens of billions of dollars. They want to do trillions of dollars of volume a day or a week, right? Like that happens in traditional financial markets. They don't really care. I mean, what they really care about is that they care about the fundamentals, I think, of crypto, that it's decentralized, that it can't be revoked, and I think Ethereum will probably slot in there for this kind of stuff. I think there's a potential there. Now, again, is it worth 400 billion today, which is more than most companies? I don't know, probably not.
Yeah.
So
my strategy, I've just decided, is to wait until the next Ethereum crash and reevaluate. I'm not getting in on this train. Because it's gonna. I'm gonna get burnt.
I can't wait, dude. You know what would be awesome, and we're gonna have to get Daniel to do this. Is let's say Ethereum shoots past 10K this cycle.
Oh man, I'm gonna be so butthurt.
I want Daniel to go back through token narratives and put together a cope clip from like a month ago, and then just chart the progress of you coping with the price.
If it's 10,000, well, it all depends on what the price of Bitcoin is. If it's Ethereum's at 10,000 and Bitcoin's at 250,000, then I'm not going to be butthurt.
Yeah, but I mean,
if Bitcoin stays at 120 and Ethereum's at 10K, then yeah.
Well, but
that's going to be painful.
Even if Bitcoin hits 250, that's like what, less than a 2x from here. Ethereum off the lows, that's a 10x, isn't it?
Yeah, but from where Ethereum is now, it's only a 2x, a similar gain to if Bitcoin was at 250.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I got in. I didn't get in lower. That's the thing. I didn't buy Ethereum. But anyway, so it would be funny regardless of the situation.